Last time on BPO Night Live.
Ano ba yung kikwento ko? Yung kay DL? Hindi, kasi
Oh. Pareho. Di ba maharot ka? Charot.
Grabe ka, Gar. Grabe ka sa kanya.
Bigla lumipis tuloy yung boses nyo.
Tapos nagpiapanood natin sa Al Drogo at saka si Khaleesi. Ayun, gayahin natin yan.
Ang cute ng diyan natin yan.
Ayun.
Akala ko ba touch yung love language?
Charot.
Meron
din ganon.
Tsaka
May ganon din. May
Apple talaga, oh. Time.
Touch me
Time.
the more.
Sa morning lang talaga.
Every day. Kapag
Kasi may pa-plug sa Ramon pag morning.
Hi, Jess. Good
Hey,
morning. Good morning.
Jess!
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear. Thank you, Jess.
Video on.
Pwede. You can turn on your video. Did you have your breakfast already?
No, I'm just having coffee.
Coffee. Okay. So Poy, eto, Sheng, kilala mo na naman, di ba, si Jess? Hi, Jess!
Yes.
Ang ganda ng...
Ay,
Ang haba na ng buhok mo, Day.
2 years na walang gupit since COVID. I think the last time
Talaga?
I had a haircut was December 2019. Birthday ko.
Wow, your hair looks amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
I said until
Amazing.
until waistline?
Your waist?
Yeah, I was telling my husband, sabi ko, talaga palang mahaba na yung buhok ko kasi parang may kumakalabit na sa akin. That's when you know it's really long.
Ay, who's that?
I'm brushing my teeth tapos bigla akong madali kasi ako magugulat din.
Who's that?
Yeah, so si Habi ang nagkakat ng hair ko. Meron na daw siyang bagong profession.
Ganon.
Pero
So-
no, I've got one book na for next week. So hopefully I could cut it soon.
That's so
Too
cute
long
because
na.
it's one of those pandemic things, like people are into like baking or dalgona coffee or being a plantita, and then some people cut their own hair. I did that as
Yeah.
well, but it was a disaster. I had to go to the salon the week after. I just really can't do it.
It just didn't look nice. No?
Yeah, leave it to the professionals.
So kanina you've heard si Sheng and then Poy, and then tell us a brief background about your love story.
Like my current hindi na pala magbabago. So with my husband, how we started. Actually, when you told me about this, napag-isip ako about my previous relationships, and then I realized most of my relationships are within the same industry.
So napaka-ano niya na, very very in topic talaga, inline na inline.
Very perfect. No?
And
Aligned na
Love in the
aligned.
BPO talaga siya.
the one before Kieran, ano siya, yun ang hindi sa BPO. And that was a long distance relationship. And I think after we broke up, I was single for a couple of years before I got together with Kieran. But before that, yung first relationship ko was already after college. Late bloomer ako eh. Pero I was already in BPO industry back then. And yeah, what do you call this? So that was the first time I fell in love, I think, properly, na talagang yung tinamaan ka. And the story was like, he wanted us together para panakip butas because he was confused, and eventually he said to me that he's gay, but he doesn't want to come out. So, so it happened like a year na gano'n.
OMG! Alam mo
Oh,
yung
diba?
mga lalaking
So,
ganyan talaga, nakakainis
My
yan.
dear story, well, pa-fall siya. So, anyway, I got out of that situation. I got out of that love story. And then I've learned lessons from it. Yung second relationship ko naman, it's really kagagahan pa rin. alam mo yung maniniwala ka na they already broke up yung previous relationship and he pursued me, and then when we got together, ako naman yung nakipag-break sa kanya. But like, parang nakipag-break ako Christmas Day pa nga yata yun, or New Year's Eve. That was the following day. They got back to, not naman the following day. After a couple of weeks, like New Year, he told me that they got back together nung ex niya.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yeah, we work like the same office, same process, like both of those relationships or those guys. And then after that, the next one, ayun, yun na yung pinakagaga sa lahat talaga, I think. But this one is like very deep in a sense na I felt, and personally I felt that there's already like fraud, manipulation, and it's not just yung boyfriend ko back then. It's like the groups, my friendship around that group as well. So yeah, that's the one na parang medyo na-strain yung relationship ko with my core friends and my family, and that really put me to rock bottom. So after that, yung journey ko naman is about self-love. So I've not been in a relationship after that until I met my husband. So I know, until I got together with my husband, because with my husband, I think we're already friends for about 3 years. Tapos, wala naman talagang friendship lang talaga. Walang mali siya, at least sa akin.
May question ako sa'yo later, but yeah, I'll save it for later.
Yeah.
Ang dami ko questions kay Madam.
We worked together for a project. I got sent to the UK, and then because of that project, he was sent to Manila
Ooh.
to lead the project. So
Is it
we
the
worked
same
together.
LOB with Gary or just different? Gary, are you in the
Used
same
to-
LOB?
No, I'm on the business line.
A different
Personal
one.
kasi siya. And then he moved to HR, I think, when I started, or at least most of the time that I was in that company. So, ayun. Doon nag-start yung parang maging iba yung light ng relationship namin. And then he got back. We're still friends lang talaga. We didn't want to start because after that LDR na relationship ko, that was the worst, and I consider it like not really nightmare or bad dream. Siguro merong ganun siya kalalim. But I've moved on from that in a way na parang siguro I just took it like I've learned my lessons, and hindi siya up until now I'm still like reminding myself to love myself and yung worth mo and all, and and it's not just with a boyfriend, even with friends. I always tend to like have reservations and make sure na you're not being used or manipulated for their being taken advantage of. Yun. And now, yeah, I'm happily married. I've got my kid, like my only daughter.
Oh.
And all the dramas that I had the last previous relationships, hindi pala siya, personally hindi siya necessary. You don't really need to have drama. And like, I think yun yung where I find my peace. And yeah, just happy. I've got my ups and downs. We've got our ups and downs in our marriage. But yeah, I'm happy with my decision kasi it's a leap of faith eh. Talagang nobody knew. I think, nagulat ka ba, Gary? Kasi I think most of the people in the office nagulat. Yung mga bosses lang ang may alam.
Hindi naman.
Hindi.
Although, natatandaan ko yun si Jess. Nandun kami nun sa floor. Di ba may daladala meron siyang daladala ng phone. Tapos yung wallpaper niya, nakita ko, sabi ko, parang familiar yung kasama niya dito. Tapos, bigla ako napagtanto,
Ang marites mo doon tumitingin ka, sumisipat ka ng telepono ng iba.
Is that after we got married na?
I think it's before pa yata.
No, I don't use like wallpapers ng relationships.
Or
Unless
ganun
it
ba
is
sa
in
parang
my
nakita ko lang
gallery,
siya
I was
before.
Yeah.
Siguro, kasi nagpapalaro ako noon. Papalaro, syempre gano'n-gano'n. Tapos may phone to siguro napascroll ka lang or something. Uy, grabe, makamarites ka dyan, Apo. Hindi ba pwedeng napatingin lang? Wrong lang yung timing.
Judgmental.
Paka-judgmental mo. Grabe ka. Okay. Pero just how difficult, like, okay, so ganun yung naging ano nyo. But I know that prior to you moving to the UK, so nag-LDR pa kayo, right?
No. Kasi
Hindi na ba?
parang nag-LDR kami, but I think yung LDR namin is just less than a year. And then we got married. And then just few months after we got married, nagano na ako. Lumipat na rin ako. Nag-migrate na ako.
Okay. Pero for that less than a year, yung LDR na less than a year, how did you cope up with it? Parang ewan ko ha. Well, ako nag-LDR din ako for 4.5 years. So, parang,
I think,
well, kaya ko naman. Kaya lang, how did that work for you? Kasi sa akin, eventually, it faded. The love faded.
yun
So,
nga,
yun.
yung push na it's not gonna work out for us na LDR. So it's either we get together na, and I think we were in the right age because we are already like in our 30s, both of us. And alam mo yun talagang, alam mong nasa same page when we got together. So parang at the start of relationship when we realized na it's gonna be romantic, we just really like, are we gonna keep it like LDR? And we both said, no, I can't do LDR. So it's the next stage. So yun na, nag-propose na siya and then yun.
Nice, no? Yung being on the same page and you're at a certain age and you both want the same things in life. So I think it's really easy like that. I think relationships are also timing. Like that's the perfect time for both of you. Kasi sabihin nila na we have the right love at the wrong time. That's always a wrong person for me. So parang what I think Pero you guys have like the right timing, I think. So kaya parang it was like all kind of easy and started out as friends. And my question pala for you is, and maybe I'll ask our guests as well, Poi and Sheng. Like, do you honestly think that you can be friends with the opposite sex? Like literally, I know Poi is LGBT. I mean, I want to ask the LGBT stand as well. Like, do you think that the opposite sex can just truly be friends, or what other people would say? No, they're just friends because they have the potential of getting with them, flirting with them in the future or something like that.
I've got few friends na like different preferences. No, they're just friends. Yeah, it's like my relationships personally. Relationships doesn't always need to be romantic. Yeah, and I've got like good relationship with friends. I don't always talk to some, but yung ganong relationship na once you start talking to them, like halimbawa with Gary, when he sent me a message, we don't always talk. And when he sent me a message, I said that I don't want to do it. Pero siya yung nagtanong. I just like,
no, it's just we talk with friends here.
Diba ang lakas lakas ng copy ko kay Jess.
Diba? I mean, never naman ako na-fall. Alam ko meron akong history parang in the past, but I don't see Gary in that light. I just like him as a person. And,
but I mean, do you have like guy friends, like literally just platonic? Like they're like your brothers or like they're your family?
Oh, yeah. Few talaga, no? Parang throughout my life, I could say I got few. Na ngayon, hindi na kami masyado nag-uusap kasi mayroong ibang relationship. Pero you can still connect in a certain way. And there's no malice in it.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with Kasi parang, you met these people, like, regardless of the gender or preference, at a certain point of your life na parehas kayo nag-connect. Meron kayong perhaps certain common experience or you know what I mean, meron dong connection na you just both can't deny it kasi you're comfortable with that person. You can be like yung walang guard ba? Walang
Right.
reservation. So, yun. Sa akin, it doesn't need to be always romantic. And yeah, nasa end na ako ng game. I'm now married, so and I'm happy na I'm already in that end of the game na parang throughout. Alam mo yun, usually, it works for me both na you see your husband as your best friend and sometimes you don't as well. Na you keep that connection with other people.
Yeah.
But it's not romantic, so you're not really like parang nag-cheat or you're not betraying your other half, if that makes sense. Pero kasi nga, dahil siya na, yung parang ang ano nyo talaga is you're gonna grow old together. So iba yung connection mo ng husband mo. Pero yung mga naging connection ko dati, even if I look back, some are just like platonic, like a brother. Kasi, what they call this, after college, parang I always go home to my my parents' house. Pero parang kung saan-saan din ako. So, I learned to live my life and meet people. So, yeah.
That's nice. But your husband, does he have like female friends?
Yeah, he does. What they call this? I think it's the same with me. Na parang he talks to his like female friends. Na yung parang if there's a reason for you to catch up, and I don't check on him, and I know it's gonna be like the same. Like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
Even if
because
he
it's a maturity and a
real
trust
life.
thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Sheng was talking about earlier.
Yeah, syempre, iba pa rin naman yung instinct ng babae, your guts, right? And
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't give me any reason to be on that.
Yeah, I like that. What I wanna pin that you know, if you don't give me a reason to, that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's
and I
a
think it
woman's
goes to
instinct
your-
thing.
Yes, yung security mo rin with yourself. Yeah, going back to self-love. Kung gaano ano yung mga issues mo, you don't need to tackle it straight away. It can be a journey, it could be a lifelong journey. Pero as long as you are aware, as long as you are aware, accept it, hindi ka in denial with yourself, at least be real to yourself. Then, medyo na-address mo yun, halimbawa, yung insecurities mo kicks in, and then you could talk to your husband, to your partner, even to your friends, why you are in that, where you're coming from, kung ano yung pinaguhugutan mo, hindi lang sa means.
Jess,
Thank you.
my question is, what's your love language with your husband? So what did you learn? Kasi like, si Poy earlier was gifts, no? Gifts. And then for Sheng, it is parang communication. Tama ba, Sheng? Parang ganun. And then for you,
Me, I think
for you,
it's
Jess,
more-
I didn't hear
Right.
what Sheng mentioned.
Yes, I agree. Communication.
para tayo nasa meeting. I agree, communication. Para tayo nasa Yeah, I agree.
With me, I think mine will be service and reassurance. You know, yung
I love
word
that.
of reassurance. Sorry, I'm gonna ask this question because I was actually listening to a podcast and someone asked, "What's your love language?" And they were not understanding the question, right? Kasi yung isa, what your love language, is it what you give to that person to show love? And the one being asked was answering it like, what I want as a love language. Does that make sense? So for me, so I'll answer it in both ways. I think sana yun din naman nararamdaman na yung ano ko is whenever like look after them, like my husband and my daughter, and also those words of reassurance. And for me, the love language, I think I want the same, plus gifts. Yun.
We love
Plus
it.
gifts.
Being, I think
Gifts.
it's just being a woman.
We love
Every
gifts.
once in a while, you want
Small or big, diba? Gifts. Sometimes
Oh,
the
yeah,
ones
even
that
tiny
ones are
things, no?
small at first and then it becomes big. We also like those. So
And like what you said, timing as well. Kung bigla kang bigyan ng kahit isang stem lang na nasa garden na flower dahil masama yung you're having a long day. it's really very appreciated na.
Small gestures, no? Small
Yeah.
gestures.
Preparing coffee in the morning when you badly need it. Ano pa ba? Meron siyang ginawa.
The small things that makes you feel you're appreciated. Those small things. Ako agree ako doon. Like, ako talaga is magsasabi, no? I think, communication. And then, yung how it's being communicated. Like, communication, hindi lang naman text or call, right? It could also be small gestures just like that kasi actions do speak louder than words. So when you're together, when you wake up, so when you wake up in the morning and then he hands you coffee, ganon, or at least the gesture of knowing what makes it work, or alam mo yun, yung the things that he or she doesn't like, ganon. It really helps.
Yeah, no? The moment I wake up.
Kakatuwa. Kakatuwa. Si Poy bigla na nahimik. Ano to, may mag-grinder ka dyan, umamin ka.
At Tinder yan. Tinderella ka ba?
Tumitinder, gumag-grinder ka dyan.
Tinderella ka ba?
Sumusok na yan.
Hermione Grinder.
Hermione grinder.
tayo.
Ariana Grinder.
Si Ariana Grande. Okay. So, thank you so much, Jess, for sharing to us yung mga stories mo.
I love the
Thank you.
story. Can I add you on
Thank you.
Facebook? I want to make Chika Jess Maripa.
Yeah.
And also, you know, like if your husband has, friends as well, British friends. Hello.
Naku, para mahaba ang pila Apple sa mga nagtatanong kung meron.
But it's fine. I will pick my number now. Willing to it. Willing to it.
Queuing. May queue.
Queuing si Madam. Eh, pakisama na rin si Francis. Francis, gusto mo rin number 10, di ba?
Pati si Poy, isama mo din nga.
Poy. Si Poy din. Yes.
Nasaan si Lucas?
Mahabang
Nasaan si Heart?
His
Silungsa.
Wi-Fi, his data signal is not really good. We've been trial and error kanina pa kanya.
Oh, bless.
My God.
Yeah, well, thanks
Sige.
guys for inviting me. I hope somehow maka-inspire ng anyone, even just one person, diba? So,
Oh, I'm so inspired.
I think that's what my husband said because I told him like, oh, I got invited, and he said, what is it about? And he said like love stories. I said, are you sure? No, he didn't ask me if I'm sure. Parang ako yung nagsabi na I'm not sure, na close friend ko lang yung nag-ask. So, sabi ko parang ayoko, mag-back out kaya ako. And sabi niya, it's not always that you've got like, what do you call this? Great stories?
Friends, no?
No, great stories, like love stories in the business. It's not always na you end up together. Ilan ba yung kilala mo na nagpakasal?
That is true. That's what we were talking about here earlier, that a lot of people would have a misconception in the industry that it's hard to find the one in our industry. So we wanted to invite people like you who are married, like Sheng is married, found the 1 year. Boy had a long-term relationship in the industry as well. Started out as a very interesting point. And then for you, it's it's a fam diaries in the BPO industry. So I think because a lot of people would hear these stories, but sometimes just hearing actual people, real people share their stories really help inspire others na there's still love,
Yeah.
and I like I'm actually taking away like it's all about the self-love, and that's when love would eventually follow, like different kinds of love. So I really love that when you told us the story. So I'm really happy that you did this, because we were also worried, kasi, oh no, she's like saying no, I hope she would say yes. and yes, I was like, okay, hopefully that she would really share her story. So thank you very much for sharing this story.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Jess.
Bye-bye.
A few moments later.
So, wrap up lang tayo very quick.
Transition na lang na... Francis, ikaw naman, mag-transition.
Ay, mamaya.
Ako nga yung
Pro
walang,
Winfrey na yan.
ako nga yung walang contribution sa episode na to eh.
Si Francis
Choosing
yung
to be single.
si Francis ang kaya ay mag-i-edit. Wait, sige, transition tayo. 5. So ito na, nagre-record na tayo. No? Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Jez Marie. Wait lang, ang pangit. Wait lang. So, ayan mga kaBEEPs, now you've heard it from our special correspondent.
From the UK.
From the UK, from our very special guest, all the way from the UK, Jez Marie. Thank you so much, Jess. And yun, happy birthday dun sa may birthday na a-attendan mamaya na yun, Junaki.
Yes.
Charot.
and for raising our flag. Diba?
Diyos mio. Natatandaan ko yan. Natatandaan ko talaga yung, nakita ko talaga yung sa phone niya. Sabi ko, ay, ano to kalala ko. So ako talaga yung unang version ng Marites.
Yes. O, diba? Lakas
yung
mga
unang
Marites. Tingin sa cellphone, kunyari, susulya.
Uy, hindi na. Nasulyapan ko lang talaga kasi iba dati.
Na-site mo yun, no?
Na-site ko talaga kaagad. Ganyan kabilis kahit malabo mata ko.
May alam mo yung salamin ni Gary, may pa-zoom yan.
Ginaganyan ko lang yan. Sinusum. Ayun na. Malaki.
Ayan.
Laki. Baboy, nakakahiya ako. Oh my God.
Ano ba yan? Yung community
Okay.
standards natin, no? Sirang-sira, no?
Sus ko.
Mablip
So,
ko kayo. Hindi ko mablip yun.
So, mga kaBEEPs, ang tanong, na-inspire ba kayo sa episode na to? Na-inspire ba kayong lumante? Na-inspire ba kayong magmahal muli? Let us know, DM us. At higit sa lahat,
Magmahal na
baka
lumandi.
gusto naman.
Both ba?
May difference ba? May difference ba ang magmahal at lumandi? Or pwede ka bang lumandi lang, pero hindi, pwede kang lumandi na hindi magmahal, no? Or pwede kang magmahalan. Pero kapag lumandi ka, eventually pwede kang magmahal. Tama ba?
Possible.
Ma-fall ka.
Possible. Oo. Pag na-fall ka.
Parang
Grinder,
weird naman na
grinder ka lang.
magmahal kasi di ka lumandi. Ang weird naman.
Hindi, alam mo, hindi ba merong iba?
Parang wala mangyayari doon. Platonic lang yun.
Natatandaan mo yung yung sa Everyday I Love You.
Ay, hindi ko alam
Si,
yun.
dapat nanonood ka ng mga ganyan eh. Si Enrique Hill, pagkatapos, syempre si Liza Soberano. Pero si Liza, ang first love niya, si Gerard Anderson.
Oh, okay.
So yun, love siya kaagad, walang landi. Lumandi lang siya yung time ni Enrique Hill. May ganun bang factor? Ako hindi eh. Lahat naman ko
kung si Enrique naman yun, landi talaga yun.
Ibababa mo, isusuko mo kaagad ang Pilipinas. Ganun.
Pilipinas.
Ako hindi din.
Hindi bataan yung
Neither.
Pilipinas.
Hindi bataan buong Pilipinas.
Oh,
Diyos ko.
si si Enrique Hill, jajawain, tatrapahin.
Tropa. Si Jared din
Tropa.
Tropa na hindi chup.
Si Gerald, niloloko
Kanya
rin.
trapo.
Niloloko yun.
Tropa, trapo.
Ako basta lang tropa, walang chup. Ganun. Charot. Ano ba yan?
Ang bastos.
Yung community standard natin.
Yan muna.
Yan, pababoy tayo ng pababoy.
Pahirap yung pag-i-edit dito ni Francis talaga.
Ang dami niya i-bleep this ko dahil.
Ang daming i-blip talaga.
Pipoy, si Enrique Hill, tatrapahin, chuchuwain.
Tropa yan, tropa. Magtitiktok
Tropa,
lang.
di ba? Wala. TikTok din lang kayo, no? Ganun. Oh my God. So, sa mga kaBEEPs natin, tatrapahin nyo, jojowain nyo, charot.
Titiktokin.
TikTokin ba ito?
O gag-grinder eh.
Or ano daw?
Titiktokin o gag-grinder eh.
Gusto
Hindi
ko
yan
yun.
nagtatrapahin, jojowain. Titiktokin o gag-grinder.
Oo.
Parang gusto ko yun. Alam mo, ang galing mo dyan.
Titiktokin or titikman?
Ay, nako. Parang back to zero na naman.
Teka lang. Ano ba yan?
Back to zero na naman tayo sa... My God. Community standards natin talaga. Okay. So ngayong Valentine's Day, mga kaBEEPs, ano ang gagawin nyo? Nasa bahay lang ba kayo? O yun nga.
Magtitiktok, magtitikiman na.
Titiktok, magtitikiman, o magtitiktokin or gagrinderin? Ano rin ba? Paano ba
Wala.
gagawin nyo ngayon?
Hanggang TikTok lang talaga ako eh.
Diyos ko, ako nagawa ko na yata lahat. Diyos ko. Naisuko ko na nga buong Southeast Asia.
Kasi si Hermione Grinder ka talaga. Ikaw yung
Yung
orig.
kabataan ko naman. Kabataan ko, ganun. Okay.
Kabataan! I remember
Hindi na ako kabataan ngayon. Where's my mole?
So yeah. Grabe sa
Thundercats ka
kabataan.
doon.
Look at my mole.
Ayan!
Ay, nako. Oh my God. Mga kaBEEPs, before pa matapos yung mga kalokohan natin. So, again, mga kaBEEPs, thank you so much.
Thank
Sa pakikinig sa
you.
amin.
Thank you to our guest. On behalf of Lucas, whose signal is
Sumakatilang ano
lost.
Walang budget ang
Labas-pasok po kasi siya. And thank you to our special guests. Thank you
Yes.
to Sheng. And thank you to Poy. Thank you for sharing us your stories. And sa ating mga kaBEEPs ngayong February 14, Happy Valentine's Day. Alam mo, kahit single ka, okay lang yan.
Oo.
Lumandi ka. Lumabas
okay.
ka. Virus lang yan. Matiis. Lumandi ka. Dakmain mo sa mukha yung passion. Tapos titigan mo. Laplapin mo. Charot, joke lang.
Gigil na
Gusto mo
gigil.
bang,
Oo.
gusto mo bang mauna pa yung Omicron tikman yung crush mo kaysa sa'yo?
Hindi ka. Huwag mong hayaan yung Omicron makauna sa'yo. Ikaw na unang tingkim. Hindi, ito lang yung sa akin. Laban lang, day. Laban lang, mga day. Diba? Laban lang.
And it's okay to be single and happy.
Yeah.
Yes. You can
It's
still be
true.
single and happy, self-love all the time. You know, and even if you're single, double, triple, basta laging maganda, you know, you take care of yourself. Yon. Yun ang important.
Malay mo, di ba, in the future makahanap ka ng Tony Labrusca.
Next year, may pabaon na sana ako, di ba? Last year, wala akong ambag. Grabe. Tapos this year, wala na naman tayo ambag. Huwag ganon!
Hindi ka nag-iisa.
Ay, oo nga, no, last year, no, wala naman ako ng pumpkin. Nag-record tayo. Tutuwa lang ako. Kinilig ako bigla.
Ay, teka lang, parang meron ka rin yata.
Ikaw na.
Parang may boyfriend ka pa
Ay.
rin nun.
Ay,
Oo nga.
meron pala ako ng boyfriend. Pero nakapag-break kasi ako nun.
Every episode, every season, meron siyang boyfriend.
Huy, wag kang ganyan. Ayoko na. Gusto ko na
Ay,
pang
wag gana.
matagalan
Forever.
ako.
Yeah, we love Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin.
Yes.
Na-meet ko na siya
Yeah.
in person. Hello.
Yan si Poy, na-meet na niya si Pumpkin. Yan,
Ay,
na-meet na din niya
diba?
yan. Ayun. O siya, ayan na nga mga kaBEEPs. Thank you so much.
Hindi
Okay.
na marunong mag-close, oh.
And this has been,
Hindi na alam ang gagawin.
and this has been BPO Night Live. So, again, I'm your kaBEEPs Gary.
And this is your kaBEEPs Apple. Single pa rin na.
Francis ko, 0920.
Tinder profile 0012. And our special guest boy is also single. So, ayan. Yes.
Okay. Sheng, ikaw naman, kaBEEPs ka. This is kaBEEPs Sheng. Ikaw naman tumawa. Hindi niyo pinano si Sheng.
Oo nga. Hi, this is your kaBEEPs Sheng.
O, Poy ulit.
Poy, ikaw ulit.
May camera ba? May camera? Wag, charot.
Hindi, kahit akin lang. Ibo-voice over ka lang namin.
And this is your kaBEEPs, Jepoy!
And welcome!
Welcome ulit.
Hindi, okay lang yan. Okay lang yan. Ay, ayan na. So, thank you guys.
Thank you guys for the
Happy
time. I
Valentine's
love
Day.
it. Thank you very much sa stories nyo. Nakaka-inspire. Yung totoo.
Catch all episodes of BPO Nightlife on Facebook, YouTube, and all major podcast platforms.
And don't forget to subscribe to our Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for updates and more surprises.